This moment right here is why football is the greatest game on earth. Match day 8 in the UCL League phase. Are you not entertained? This is DMAC Daily. Today, I feel Benfica. Today, I am Jose Mourinho. I mean, this was biblical levels of football cinema. It really doesn't get much better than this, does it now? I thought drama peaked at AFCON's final last week, but this is another once-in-a-lifetime scenario. Seeing an underdog side like Benfica, coached by the special one himself, against his former employers, the almighty Real Madrid, they delivered a colossal performance. To be winning 3-2 in the dying embers was an achievement within itself, but it wasn't enough for Benfica. They needed another goal to creep into that playoff spot on goal difference, and cometh the hour, cometh the most unlikely of men. A free kick is awarded to the home side. It's the very last roll of the dice. So Jose Mourinho, in a moment of sheer desperation, then screams at his goalkeeper, "Get in the box," to which Anatoly Trubin sprints up the other end of the pitch, leaps like a salmon, like prime CR7 in fact, and unbelievably buries it past a helpless Courtois in the 98th minute. Are you kidding me? Limbs everywhere. Mourinho celebrating with the ball boy. You could never make me hate this man, by the way. Better yet, this goal directly resulted in Madrid dropping out of the top 8 and simultaneously sent Football Villains FC, aka Marseille, packing. Au revoir, Mason Greenwood. No doubt Fabrizio Romano is devastated. His scumbag poster child is out of the UCL. Maybe now he'll stop posting AI slop of him winning the Ballon d'Or. But forget about that, bozo. It was a magical evening of UCL theatre in Lisbon. No doubt Mbappe would be fuming. He broke Ronaldo's record for most goals in a single UCL campaign before the knockout stage, but he alone can't carry this inconsistent team. On a separate note, I was laughing my ass off when they showed the Camp Nou following Madrid finishing 9th, and the whole stadium is cheering. You gotta respect the hate watch. But enough about Madrid for now, because that was just one out of the 18 games played simultaneously. We well and truly feasted today. Starting from the top, and Arsenal finished off the league phase with a perfect record, dispatching of Kairat 3-2, Havertz scoring with his first start of the season. Shout out to the Kazakhstani underdogs though, hold your heads high. It's been a valiant campaign. Bayern and Liverpool also breezed through their matches to secure top 3 finishes. Like Havertz, it was great to see fellow German Musiala also back on the score sheet, a first since that horrific injury back at the Club World Cup, whilst the Reds delivered their best performance of the entire campaign. Wirtz, Salah, Ekitike all scoring fine goals. In an otherwise disastrous season, the UCL has been a welcome distraction. It could prove to be their saving grace in the months ahead. Just like Tottenham Hotspurs. Yes, the team that sat below Bournemouth and newly promoted Sunderland in the Premier League also went on to finish above the likes of Barca, Madrid, PSG, and many other European giants. That is such Spursy behavior. Remember, these guys won the Europa League 9 months ago, having finished 17th in the Prem. So it would be on brand for this club to go on and win the UCL and get relegated. But I gotta give Spurs and Thomas Frank credit. Just one loss in the league phase, a 5-3 thriller away at champions PSG. They've hardly turned heads in this competition, but are quietly going about their business. It's bizarre. Kolo Muani, who can't buy a goal in the Prem, somehow has 5 goal involvements in 7 UCL games. This club is something else. Is Thomas Frank about to pull an Ange Postecoglou? I seriously doubt it, but this competition seems to consistently defy logic with its outcomes. So who knows? Just kidding, I do know how this all unfolds. Chelsea are winning this thing. Okay, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I do distinctly remember a comeback against Napoli kickstarting a UCL winning campaign. Just saying. No, but in all seriousness, a brilliant result against Conte's Napoli, the biggest win of Rafinha's Chelsea career thus far. For me, I've genuinely been really impressed with what he's delivered thus far in the job. He came with LinkedIn final boss, club yes man vibes, but today he gave me a real reason to genuinely believe in his methods. 2-1 down at halftime. By the way, what a goal from Antonio Vergara. That was insane. But anyways, Chelsea were being thoroughly outclassed by Napoli at the time. So what does he do? Well, first, he hooks Pedro Neto off at halftime, something Maresca would never do. Rossinha then makes several tactical tweaks in the next 20 minutes. He brings on Chalobah for more physicality at the back, and they rapidly turn it around to get the 3 points and automatically qualify. A huge result. Joao Pedro with a special brace. What a talented player he is. The match winner was simply world class, on his weaker foot too. As a number 9, this guy is outstanding. He's quick, skillful, tidy in possession, strong, can finish well with both feet. Seriously, this number 10 gimmick needs to end now, because as a striker, he's more than capable. It's official, I'm Rossinha pilled. Meanwhile, Conte has another dismal European campaign as Napoli finished 30th. Barca and Man City secured top 8 finishes with comfortable wins at home, as did unfancied Sporting, coming from behind twice against Athletic Bilbao away from home before scoring a 94th minute winner. The Lisbon Giants coming together to ensure Madrid don't get top 8. Insane stuff. Speaking of insane, Bodo Glimt, the Arctic minnows of Norway, have cultivated another European fairy tale outcome. The club from a town of barely 50,000 people remarkably reached the Europa League semis last season, but having since qualified for the UCL group phase for the first time in the club's history in 25-26, another miracle was soon in store. Despite being winless in their opening 6 UCL match days and having seen their regular season completed back in December, the Norwegian side, currently in pre-season, first destroyed Man City at home, their first ever UCL win by the way, before pulling up to the Metropolitano and defeating La Liga powerhouse Atletico Madrid. Coming from a goal down, ironically at the expense of Norwegian striker Alexander Sørloth's opener, before scoring twice. The match winner was the most Sunday League looking goal I've ever seen, but it doesn't matter. They then held firm against the kings of pragmatism to secure the 3 points and sneak into the playoff, setting up a very interesting next round worth of playoff ties. 9th through 16th will be drawn against teams that finished from 17th to 24th, with the draw scheduled for tomorrow. Dortmund is probably the strongest team of the lower bracket. It'd be hilarious if Madrid drew Benfica. I'd pay to see that again. Personally, I'm just thrilled to see 2 UCL newcomers in Bodo Glimt and Qarabag reach the next round. Sure, Qarabag just got annihilated by Liverpool today, but they've otherwise had an outstanding UCL campaign, defeating Benfica in Lisbon, beating Copenhagen, Eintracht Frankfurt, and taking a point against Chelsea too. That's an admirable achievement from the Azerbaijani club. Their squad is valued less than half of what the second lowest remaining team is in the competition. So fair play to the underdogs. A crazy final match day in totality. There's been a lot of debate whether the new UCL format is better than the previous version of the competition, where it was 8 groups of 4 and 6 match days. I think today's incredible scenes may have changed a lot of people's opinions. So much drama unfolded, literally wherever you looked. I'm now fully on board with this new format, even if it is a little messy in the opening stages. Switching gears to transfer news, and as reported yesterday, Raheem Sterling will officially depart from Chelsea, mutually agreeing to terminate his contract. Details are yet to be confirmed regarding his compensation package. Remember, he still had 18 months left on his deal, worth £25 million of salary, so it wouldn't be a surprise to see him take home a huge financial settlement. Meanwhile, Chelsea youngster Kendry Páez has left Chelsea B, aka Strasbourg, for a loan move to River Plate. Bit of a head scratcher. You poach a young lad from South America, send him to Europe, only to ship him back to that same continent 6 months later. Granted, River are a South American giant, but I do wonder what Chelsea's plans are for Páez long term. Elsewhere in the Premier League, and we've seen some big moves in the last 24 hours, Oscar Bob is headed to Fulham for £27 million, whilst Adama Traore exits Fulham to reunite with former manager Nuno Espirito Santos at West Ham in a £2 million deal. West Ham have also allowed James Ward-Prowse to move to Burnley on loan. A bold move, loaning one of your players to a direct relegation rival. Even more bold is their decision to sell Lucas Paquetá for £35 million to Flamengo, as the Brazilian looks to rejuvenate his career back in Brazil. Inter are looking to bring in Moussa Diaby on loan from Al Ittihad this January, although according to Inter's club president Marotta, it's a complicated deal and not easy at all due to the conditions. So keep an eye on that one. He could be a huge player for Inter in the latter stages of their season. Anyways, legends, thanks for tuning in to today's DMAC Daily. Appreciate y'all, and I'll see you tomorrow.